Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys, for Zo-ologist 469. This is nothing but positive content. I'm just a man on the verge of healing, building, receiving my blessings, of course, and retrieving. But this one here is called Relearning Manhood. We're just trying to relearn manhood, but I'll be smacking as usual. I want to keep it easy, light, and something simple. I wanted a hamburger, but I didn't want bread, so I decided to do a hamburger salad. Lettuce, tomatoes, bell peppers, pickles, onions, and I think it's raspberry dressing. But yeah, again, something simple, nothing major, nothing to see, but just give you a heads up on what I've been eating. But the road to success has no speed limit. Has no speed limit. Only a fool rushes to what he thinks is success. But when you're successful, you take your time and you want to get it right. But I'll go ahead and get started. Statistically, the majority of us men were raised by women. Not our fault. I'm saying there's nothing you could have done to prevent that. Nothing you can do to prevent that. However, you are a man out there and you think you got it figured all out and you was raised by a woman. Say, my brother, you got a long road ahead of you, my brother. Got a long road ahead of you, man. I feel like daily, man, it's an ongoing journey to heal past anything that we went through. I would say knowingly, or anything that we went through unknowingly. But I would say, again, most of us men were raised by women, or mothers, grandmothers, aunts, or sisters, whatever. But and while they shaped us in many ways, we also inherited some of their emotional patterns that actually don't, it don't really service us as men. And it's okay to admit that. It's always okay to go back to the drawing board. When you lose in life, it's just a lesson. All this is a lesson. Slap on the wrist. Go back to the drawing board. And this time when you come back, mentally it's supposed to change you and challenge you. But again, today we're talking about relearning manhood. Striving, of course, to break cycles, and I'm hoping we building character. We're building a little character. Not any type of character either, but some of the things that we inherited, man, I would say traits like emotional instability, hypersensitivity. We were not even aware of that. Some of us, or just reactive behavior. But at some point we have to step back and unpack. You know what I'm saying? We got to unpack all of that. We got to unpack all of these unspoken struggles that we tend to go through on a daily and on a regular. Again, you don't know unless you know, and you won't know unless you begin to unpack, man. I say heal all the time, but it don't have to necessarily consist of healing. I also believe that you can gain a better life through building as well. But in somewhere in this building journey, there has to be healing. There has to be healing. If you building and you're not healing, man, you really just dodging bullets. And I believe it can lead to an emotional wreck. But again, today's topic, relearning manhood. I'll go ahead and get into it because I know y'all tired of seeing me eat. But for me, that meant looking in the mirror and questioning who I am versus who I want to become. I had to break down the parts of myself that weren't servicing me. The habits, the mindsets, the emotional responses that weren't aligned with my growth and aligned with who I am as a person. Because I'm like, I had to, I talked about in the past getting to know you outside of you. I had to look back and be like, man, why was I so emotional? I used to cry a lot when I was a kid. I used to cry a whole lot. But I learned that I inherited that from, one of the parents. I ain't gonna say which one. But anyway, I inherited that. And I was like, man, why do I always cry? Like, I don't know. It's like any emotional state of mental led me to cry. But again, I discovered that through healing. I had to unpack a lot of things. I look back at my childhood trauma, look back at, the drama. And let's just be honest, the mama. Had to look back at a lot of things and a lot of things that I took. Let's just be honest, as a man, I say when it surpassed 75% of the things you taken from a woman, actually, I say 60%. Yes, you can learn from a woman. I'm not saying a woman can't raise a boy, but I believe, wholeheartedly, can't no woman teach no man how to be a man. A man can teach a boy to transition into a man, but I can't no woman teach a man how to be a man. Now, she can teach him her version of what she think is a man or her version of a man, but she's not going to teach him all the qualities. And I'm going to unpack, a lot of these things that I think that are different traits or different, I guess I could say different characteristics of being a man. But for me, I had to go back to the mirror and I was questioning who I am versus who I want to become. I had to break down the parts of myself that weren't serving me. Habits, mindset, emotional responses that weren't aligned with my growth. I said that, but I said it again. So the ones who just coming in, but I say that again so you'll know, what we're talking about. But unpacking, man, it's like when you go on vacation, you got to repack and you got to take back home. But a lot of us go on vacation and we take a lot of things back home. You have to look at that as part of your mental of growing up. When we growing up, we pack a lot of things in the mental. But I believe every 5 to 10 years, man, sooner, I would agree to say sooner, but minimum 5 to 10 years, it's time to unpack. It's time to go back to the drawing board if things ain't going your way. But if you satisfied and you content and you want to die the way that you are today, hey, keep being you, but one thing about it, I'm gonna say this. One thing about life, man, it keep evolving and changing. If you're not current with these changes in life, and that entails of you getting to know yourself. So, when these changes do occur, you're not jumping to conclusions, or you're not panicking. You're not. It's a lot of things that you're not doing, but I'll get where I'm going with it. When things change as a man, you don't fold under pressure. We think solution first. As a man, the first thing on your mind should be solution when it comes to any problem. When it comes to a problem, man, you want to develop a habit of solution-based, just like, it could be any type of problem. It could be, a death in the family, anything. If we all fold and we all sad and down, who gonna be the backbone for the family? I'm not saying that it can't transition through genders, wife or husband. However, as a man, you gotta have that backbone of steel. You gotta have that stomach of iron. But man, there's a lot of things that I had to unpack as a man. I felt like, as a matter of fact, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. Some key lessons for any man in the journey of healing and building. I would say, man, you just gotta be dangerous out here, man. And not in a reckless way. Not in a reckless way. But in a way that commands respect and self-mastery. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here just doing craziness, man. As a brother, as a friend, homie. Hey, y'all see homie wilding out, pull him to the side and tell him, man. That's what men do. Men build other men, iron sharpen iron. But if you like gossiping gossiping about it, and bro, you hurting your own self, you don't even know it. You hurting yourself and your community, hurting the ones around you. I'm a type of man I always been in my life, man. Anytime I see a brother stirring any type of way other than the right way, I'm gonna be like, say, man, come here, man. Hey, you might not be aware, man, but this is what it looked like you going through. I don't know what you're going through, but this is what it looked like. This is what my perception of you was today. And I kind of know it's more to the story, but man, go get some help. I tell people all the time, hey man, you yelling at your wife in the grocery store? Oh man, say, you need some help, brother. Go get some help. I ain't afraid to challenge myself through challenging people. And a lot of us don't really understand when it comes to challenging you. Sometimes you have to challenge people around you. Anyway, again, another thing I had to go on, another thing I had to learn is being a man. I had to learn to keep an open mentality. You have to be open to everything, man. Don't have a closed mentality. Don't think you know it all, but growth comes from learning, unlearning, and adapting. Again, growth comes from learning, unlearning, and adapting. Another thing, men, that's one thing women do. And again, this ain't no knock towards any woman. Women tend to take a lot of things personal. As a man, you look weak and you look like you're not in control of your emotions. Stop taking everything personal, man. If you know you wronged that man, be man enough to call and apologize about it. You know what I'm talking about? Be man enough to right your wrong. But again, stop taking everything so personal, man. You taking things personal. I believe, me personally, when you take things so personal, it's because a part of you is eating up inside of you that either it can relate to the, I'm just gonna be blunt, it can relate to the ain't shit part of you. You know what I'm saying? When you always taking stuff personal, it's because you deep down inside, you know I ain't shit. And yeah, he might have seen that on me, or he might have seen me do something. He might have heard something about me. Yeah, man, get your stuff together. Stop taking everything so personal, man. Master your emotions instead of being ruled by them. You know what I'm saying? Master your emotions. Don't be ruled by them. Another thing, I swear by this one, meditation, man. I swear by meditation, man. One thing meditation does for me, I'll explain. One thing men should know is to meditate and regulate your emotions. You have to meditate and regulate your emotions. Meditation helps me calm my mind down when everything is going so fast and I don't know if I'm coming or going. I go and meditate. It gives me a purpose. It gives me a sense of control as far as, again, me getting close to the God. He's telling me, hey, slow down. This life thing is not a race. You want to be accurate. You don't want to move too quick to where you missing pieces and you know what I'm saying, you skipping over different steps in life. But you want to move accurately, not too fast to where you can't get the message. But again, meditate and try to regulate them emotions. Man, I struggle with a lot of these things we talking about now. I'm still learning to control my emotions, mainly when it comes to women. One thing I'm learning, man, you can't tell a woman everything. And I don't care what woman sitting beside you right now, she might be looking at this message. You can't tell a woman everything. They'll get emotional and throw it back in your face. Now, not every woman is going to do that. Not every woman is going to do that. However, as a man, some things you just got to know, homie. And if you don't know, hey, you in trouble, fam. You in trouble. Some of y'all that's probably watching this now, you probably sitting at home and your wife probably running the show. I was that guy. Nothing wrong with sitting in the back seat, long as the cab is moving. I mean, the vehicle is moving and it's operating fine. Boss can sit in the front, boss can sit in the back. But you really want to boss up, man? Take accountability of your life, your emotions, your feelings. It's just a whole lot that men have to do. Man, it ain't even about perspective. It ain't even about perception. It's not about, honestly, at the end of the day, it's about you getting to know you. So things can just flow, man. Things flow when you understand your life, yourself, what you're here for, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, things flow naturally. To me, things flow naturally. But just be true to yourself, man. I would say that. Be true to yourself, man. You one of them guys who married and continuously out here chasing skirts. What Kendrick Lamar say? You chase an H until you realize you are the H. I ain't gonna say it, but you realize you are the H. Hey, it hit different when you can relate to it. But say, man, we just gotta move different as men. We supposed to be. So my thing on men is, man, we supposed to be preparing for anything that might go left. You know what I'm talking about? Mentally, we supposed to be preparing and be prepared for anything to go left. It's like, I'll give you an example, and this is just an example. Let's say you're with a partner, and your wife, she always tripping the electric box, which could lead to electric dysfunction that can cause a fire. So now you continuously checking the breaker. You just staying on top of it. But she just happened to do whatever she doing on the normal, unknowingly, trips the breaker, boom, electric fire start. And you right there, boom, you put the fire out. Now she's like, oh my God, I know I started a fire. Ooh. You just sit there and remain calm. But again, we're not pretending to remain calm. We actually remaining calm. If you one of them guys who fake it till you make it, this video ain't for you, man. It's about getting to know yourself, studying who you are, what you're here for, your purpose on life. So you ain't gotta fake it to make it. You ain't gotta fake nothing, man. I don't even know who came up with that slogan, but I never believed in faking it till I make it. Part of my healing journey and man, I've been on a healing journey for about, I want to say, man, maybe about 5 or 6 years. I've been on my healing journey. And say, man, ask somebody, man. Ask one of the, I ain't even gonna say ask one of the OGs, because they probably don't even know nothing about healing, but you have to be in tune with yourself to know. But I say you don't ask nobody. You have to know for yourself, because a lot of people, man, they can give great advice, but who can actually live by the advice they giving? You did? And some people don't even give advice because they already know they ain't right. But it's okay to give advice. Ain't nothing wrong with stopping somebody who's headed down destruction. You know what I'm saying? Self-destruction. Ain't nothing wrong with I guess delaying someone from running into a brick wall if you have that power and authority mentally to change, the outcome of someone else's trajectory. Man, that's power within itself, man. But again, information, man, a lot of cats don't like giving up information because they feel like he taking food out of my mouth, or he gonna go outshine me. One thing about life, man, God gave us all abilities, our own ability. I can give you a recipe that I have right now, and I guarantee you, your recipe not gonna taste like mine. And I'm talking about, I can give you the exact steps. You can do everything that I'm doing. And for some reason, it still will not taste like my recipe. What I mean by this, man, some of you men, mainly you older men, I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of younger guys, I'm 40, I'm about to be 40 this year, but I know a lot of older guys, man, they stuck in their ways, even with the young guys too, you know what I'm saying? My age, around 40s, around 50s, around 60s. I'm around all age groups, even the teenagers, man. I can learn, one thing about me, I can learn from a baby, I can learn from a pet, I can learn from an animal, I can learn from whatever I need to learn from to go along and get along. But when your growth spurt stops, that's when it should be a problem, because life is going to keep evolving. And when you stop learning, you stop in this thing right here called the brain. It's like your car, your motor is stopping, but you're not doing nothing to repair it. You know what I'm saying? You could keep driving, yeah, it's gonna drive mediocre or standard. But when you're ready to get on that highway and to get the putting, you know what I'm talking about? You gotta be working on this, man. Just make a long story short, you gotta be working on this. But again, our title today, again, for those who just tuning in, or you might have fast forward, the title is Relearning Manhood. And again, man, it's a lot to unravel. I'm not gonna cover everything today. But I'll go ahead and try to bring it to an ending because I know it's long, but as a man, we gotta minimize them distractions, man. Again, yeah, having women cool, but chasing them skirts, man, that gotta get old. At some point, that got to get old, man. Gotta get old, Cuddy. Go read a book, man. Go read a book, or go take on a different task one that's gonna add value to your life. You know what I'm talking about? Go chase after that value that you're trying to bring into your life. Start chasing that. But I hope what I'm displaying or talking about today is resonating with someone. Again, this is a healing podcast. I talk about the different ways, the different things that I've experienced in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's not the only way. It's not the only thoughts or the only steps. You know what I'm saying? There's more. But these are just, some of the things that I've experienced as trying to become a better man. But I would say, man, study yourself. Learn who you are. Learn who you really are, though. Learn who you are. Seriously, learn who you are. It's okay not to have all the answers. But it's not okay to walk around out here lost. It's not okay to be lost out here, man. Again, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Zo-ologist 469. More positive content. Again, this is Man 101. For more positive content, please spread the word. This is nothing but help this is things that everything I talk about is a journey that I took in my healing to better my life, add value to my life. I'm just trying to surround myself with value. And if you're not one of them individuals who trying to add value to your mental, your life, hey man, seriously, what we doing? What we doing? We barbecuing or we meal doing? Like, what are we really doing? But please continue to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Zo-ologist 469. It's just positive content. I try to walk you through the steps that I've taken, the information that I have to becoming a better man. Again, this is my motto. It's okay to figure it out. What's not okay is to move forward with deceitful doubt. Meaning, it's okay to figure it out. Figure it out. We got to figure it out. Somebody got to figure it out. But it's not okay to just be out here lost, man. Just doing everything you see and everybody else doing. Hey, man, you consider. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna be insensitive, so I'm not gonna say that. But man, honestly, if you one of them people who just like swinging like a monkey from tree branch to tree branch, and these are different people in your life, you doing what they like doing, man, you dying slowly inside. You dying inside to, I guess, add more vibrations to your life, man. Figure you out, get to know who you are, start doing things you want to do, things that resonate with who you are as a person, and I promise you, man, it'll make your life that much better. But hey, man, you know what it is. Please, again, continue to like, share, follow, subscribe for more positive content. Zo knows it's been real. Again, I know I'm gonna have to edit this. Relearning manhood.